Did you guys enjoy that win against Wisconsin yesterday? If you did, help me out. Make sure you guys like today's video for me right now. All right, Crimson Tide fans, welcome back into the Alabama Football Report by Chat Sports. The Crimson Tide got it done yesterday against Wisconsin, 38-14. Very good game overall by the Crimson Tide. Ty Simpson goes crazy for the second week in a row. Ryan Williams finally back with us. So we're going to do our weekly overreaction Sunday video. Went online, went on Twitter, went in our live chat. Just got some different reactions from you guys out there in, on social media or whatever it else was out there. So we're going to do our overreaction Sunday. In the first one here, Ryan Williams is back. I don't think this is an overreaction at all. Ryan Williams went crazy in this ball game yesterday. 5 receptions, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, sure. Do you want to get that one back at, third quarter, fourth quarter, whatever it is, where, he dropped that one in the end zone? Absolutely. You want that back. And Ryan Williams wants that one back as well. But just overall, I thought he looked incredible today. And then Jeremy Bernard, obviously, was your second wide receiver. He had 4 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown in this ball game. But it is good to have number 2 back, feeling confident. I thought he looked great in yesterday's game. So I want to hear from you guys down in the comments section. I saw this one yesterday too. Alabama going undefeated the rest of the season. I don't necessarily know about that. It is a long, hard road the rest of this schedule. But I want to hear from you guys down at the pinned comment of today's video. Will Alabama go undefeated for the rest of the season? Get down there and let me know. Type Y for yes or in for no. One negative about this game, I don't really think Alabama finished in this ball game yesterday. There were some times in the fourth quarter where, it seemed like guys were kind of lollygagging. You had that, I think it was Mal Waldrip on one of those, on that long Ryan Williams touchdown pass at the start of the third quarter. He runs into the official, and then that ends up, setting up for, a shorter kickoff or backed up kickoff anyways. And Wisconsin ended up running that one back. I will say, I do think Kalen DeBoer yesterday showed a lot of, fight. There was, or fight maybe not be the right word on that. Kalen DeBoer looked very mad a lot late in that game. And that's something that we've been wanting from Kalen DeBoer. Show us a little bit of emotion for once. And I thought he did that. But just overall, I thought you could have done better finishing in this ball game. You jump up. It was 21-0 at halftime. And then it ends up being 14-17 in the second half. Just the second half by itself there. So I wanted to continue that, just run of dominance that Alabama had there in the first half. The defense just kind of let up a little bit there towards the end of the ball game. But it's something that I just think this coaching staff has to continue to drill into the heads of these players. I don't care what the score is. You don't look at the scoreboard. You play each play individually, and you go out there and you knock some heads. I think they need to do a better job of that going forward because, like I said, it is a long, hard road here in the SEC. This one I thought was really funny. I got this one from some of the boys that I'm in group chat with from Tuscaloosa. Ty Simpson. Is he better than Arch Manning right now? I don't think this is an overreaction for right now anyways. Ty Simpson so far this season has just straight up looked a whole lot better than Arch Manning. These were, through 3 weeks here, Ty Simpson now, after that, extremely mediocre, I'll call it, week 1 game against Florida State, he's gone like 90% or something like that over the past 2 weeks. He has looked absolutely incredible. And it's funny, our guy Billy Beebe here, he's the host of the Ohio State Football Report. He made a really funny comment that Arch Manning is just a running back playing quarterback right now. Now, I don't know if I necessarily buy into that. I still think Arch Manning is good. That's why my designation was not an overreaction for now, because I'm not the type of person that, this guy's absolute trash or anything like that. I try not to do that. And I think Arch Manning, has a good head on his shoulders, and I think he's going to get it figured out there. But the only thing that he does better than Ty Simpson right now is running the football. So, yeah, right now, I do think Ty Simpson is better than Arch Manning. And you remember what Paul Feinbaum said? Arch Manning was, the best quarterback prospect that we have ever seen. I think that might have been a little bit in a overreaction there. But I want to hear from you guys. If you have to pick a quarterback right now, who would it be? Type T for Ty Simpson or type A if you would pick Arch Manning? Overreaction number 4 here. I think we got our swagger back. This one may be an overreaction right now. Like I said earlier, I thought Kalen DeBoer was coaching really, really hard in that ball game yesterday, but there were still some penalties in that game, and there are just some things that you have to clean up. Even towards the end of the game, I just thought that, you could have looked, better on that front there. One thing that was funny, I thought, too, during game day yesterday, they were interviewing Kalen DeBoer during the game yesterday, during game day yesterday. And, Tennessee fans, they were at Tennessee for that Georgia game, and, you could hear the chop loud and clear in the background. Tennessee fans trying to troll Kalen DeBoer through the microphone. Well, it didn't end up working. Alabama went out there, and they looked dominant. If anything, I thought it probably pissed Kalen DeBoer off, and I think that is a very, very good thing to know that, hey, these fans in the SEC, they're absolutely ruthless. And this schedule, like we'll get to here in just a second, it is absolutely ruthless as well. But, for now, I think this is an overreaction for right now. We got the bye week next week. I want to see how we go down to Athens and we play Georgia in that game because, man, that was a hard-fought victory for Georgia yesterday against Tennessee. They were down multiple times in that game, ended up coming back. They take it to overtime, and they end up getting the win in that one, a very, very high-scoring game. They didn't look great. I'm sure they have their bye week 2 in week 3, in week 4. They're going to come out ready to fight in that game as well. So, we'll come back to this one probably in week 5 to actually see if Alabama does indeed have their swagger back. All right, we'll come back for our final overreaction here in just a second. But first, you guys can get this Alabama quarter zip today just by going to chatsports.com/BamaQTR zip. It is on sale, 50% off right now. It was $90 on sale right now for only $45. I'll put that link down in the comment section. It'll also be down in the description of today's show. But get this Alabama quarter zip today. Chatsports.com/BamaQTR zip. It is 50% off. All right, so I've kind of been teasing this the entire video here. It is still going to get tougher down the road. This is not an overreaction whatsoever. Alabama has an absolutely brutal schedule this season. And, while that Florida State game was tough, it's just going to get way tougher down the stretch. You only play one more team now that, I think probably has zero chance to beat you, and that's Eastern Illinois. Going into this week right now, before all the games, 7 teams that Alabama has in their final 9 games are currently ranked. It's tough, man. You got to go to Georgia. You got to go to Missouri. Not necessarily saying I'm worried about that Missouri game, but look, Missouri can always be a scrappy team. You have to play Tennessee. They look like a really good ball club this season. You have to go to South Carolina. That one is going to be a tough game. That is a crazy environment there at South Carolina. LSU, they're tied right now 10-10 Florida going into halftime. So, as I'm filming this video right now on Saturday evening, but, this schedule is very, very tough. You have to play Oklahoma again. John Mateer looks like a very good quarterback. And then you got to go to Auburn. That as well is going to be a very, very tough game. Honestly, if Alabama ends up, losing one more game, I kind of think it's going to end up being that South Carolina game. But, hey, this team's very gritty. I think they've got it. You saw Bray Hubbard during his press conference yesterday was, still not happy about Alabama's performance. And, he went out there. He had 2 interceptions in that game. And, he's just stepping up, becoming a better leader on this Alabama defense anyways. So, I'm excited for the rest of the season. Is Alabama going to go undefeated the rest of the year? I don't know. I think it's probably going to end up being a no just because it is a very, very, very tough schedule. But we'll see what happens, and we'll be live for every single Alabama football game. So don't miss out. Get down there. Hit that sub button for me right now.